Hi, I'm Perry Black right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Don't turn that channel. Our special guest, Janet Dixon with the New Beginnings Pregnancy Center in Benton, Arkansas, is here to help. We'll be right back. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm your host, Perry Black, and our special guest on this program is Janet Dixon with the New Beginnings Pregnancy Center right here in Saline County in the city, the metroplex of Benton, Arkansas.
Yes.
So Janet, on this show, first thing we always want to do is get to know our guest. So tell me a little bit about you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in North Little Rock.
Went to what school?
Northeast High School.
Northeast High School.
Which doesn't exist.
And are you married?
I am. My husband is from Benton. He grew up in Benton, and then he went away to West Point, and then he did the Army thing for a while.
Out of West Point,
Out of
you're
West
obligated to a 6-year career minimum obligation.
Yep. And he stayed in the reserves, and his dad was a dentist in Benton. So he thought it might be a good idea to go to dental school.
What's his dad's name?
Donald Dixon.
Donald Dixon.
And
Is he retired?
went to be with the Lord
Okay.
8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So his mother is 93 this week.
Lives right in the Benton
Lives
area?
right in Benton.
Attend Benton Church somewhere at 93
Yes,
years
First
old?
Baptist.
Pastor Rick Grant.
Pastor Rick is
Great
our
church.
pastor, and
Yeah.
that's where Jerry grew up.
Oh, great.
So we moved to Benton in 1998.
You
right
moved to Benton.
after.
Where did you live? Well, when did you get married?
Oh, we got married November of 1987 at
1987.
Park Hill Baptist Church in North Little Rock.
Beautiful church over there too.
So that's where I grew up. And then we were both graduating from UAMS. So I finished nursing
You were going
school.
to nursing school? Are you an RN?
Yes, I got my bachelor's there at UAMS. Then he was doing his residency, or starting it that year in
Tell me
Hawaii.
how you met.
Oh, well, we met
At UMS?
sort of. My Sunday school teacher was his VA vocational counselor to help him get a new career.
Yeah, because he was a dentist.
Because he had been to dental school, and well, he only went 1 year to dental school.
Yeah.
So he wasn't a dentist.
Okay.
But he did learn that he really loved the anatomy, and loved that. So he had a degree in aeronautical engineering because he was going to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
Then he had to take some sciences at UALR
Yeah.
to get to go to dental school and medical school. So he did a few things before we got married. And fortunately, he's really only had one career since then. But he had to settle down.
So somewhere along the line, you guys met.
We met and got married. Lived in Hawaii for 5 years. And I went to graduate school there at UH. So I have a master's in nursing and a master of public health. And
But then why in the world, people are wondering, why would you leave Paradise to come back to Camelot, which is Saline County? What motivated y'all to move from Hawaii back to
well,
where
Army,
Jerry grew up?
You know how the Army is.
Yeah.
We still owed them time. We went to South Carolina, to Fort Jackson from Hawaii.
Okay.
And with some little detours he had to spend in Honduras and Germany, some little TDY things.
Yeah.
That was during Bosnia conflict. So I had little baby Jeremy, who was our oldest, at the Little Rock Air Force Base with my parents and his parents, but he wasn't there.
Where was he at?
He was in Honduras at the time.
Gosh, yeah.
So little baby Jeremy now is a pastor at Cross Church in Rogers,
Beautiful
the Pinnacle
area
Hills
up there.
campus.
Name of the church again?
Cross Church.
Little tiny church,
It's
a little tiny
bitty-
town?
Yeah.
Actually, a rather large church.
It is. Ronnie Floyd was the pastor there for a long, long time, and now Nick Floyd. And Jeremy has the young adult ministry.
All right, stop. Where'd Ronnie Floyd go?
He's at the Southern Baptist Convention now.
Okay. Is he the
So
president?
president of
One
the
of the leaders,
executive
executive
committee,
director or
something
something,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, executive
Great
director.
pastor up there.
Yes, yes.
And so his son's taken over the
So
church?
his son Nick is now the senior pastor. And
When my daughters attended Fayetteville, that's where they attended
at
church.
C3,
Yeah,
probably, the college
a
ministry.
long time ago.
Mhm. It's very, very outreaching to the U of A.
And that son is how old?
He's 28 in just
Married?
a few weeks, married, and they live in Rogers and
Then you
have a
have
cat.
you have two other children.
I
Well, you
do.
have cats. You got to count the cats.
The cat is my granddaughter.
Yeah.
And then I got a not as good as a human, but we like her.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan and Laura Beth live in Bryant. He's my 26-year-old, and he sells real estate with Baxley Penfield Mounty. So,
Okay.
and then
Great
she's
people
at
over
the
there, too.
Bryant School. She's a speech path for pre-K.
Excellent.
And so they're going to learn how to go back to school.
And then your third child,
Third child, Joanna, is at U of A. We just took her, just got back day before yesterday.
sophomore or junior?
Junior in the School of Social Work.
and social work's
So-
dear to our hearts because
Yes.
that's what we do at Second Chance Ranch, and social work in a very real way is what y'all do at the Pregnancy Center.
Yes, it is.
And you know what I hear when I hear you tell your story is you and your husband, obviously as a doctor and a nurse, you are caregivers, you care about people, and all of your children do too.
Mm-hmm.
I say it like this, the little nut doesn't fall far from the big nut tree.
That's exactly.
But
They got
one's
some
in
little
social
nuts.
work, one's in real estate, and the other's in full-time ministry.
Yeah.
And so it's all about people.
They love
people.
people. They do. They all
And,
three love people.
That's really interesting to hear that story. You guys have been married for a while. Your husband's a veteran, and we want to say to all of our military people, God bless you. And while we're talking about the military and first responders, God bless all of the people that serve in the medical field, and God bless the Blue. We're going to take a very brief break, and we'll be right back with Janet Dixon, and we're going to talk about New Beginnings Pregnancy Center and all that you do to save lives. We'll be right back. Have you ever considered a Christian education for your child? Then you should check out Arkansas Christian Academy, Saline County's fully accredited premier Christian school at an affordable family rate. Students have opportunities to excel in academics, athletics, fine arts, and technology. And through our dual enrollment program, high school students can even achieve an associate's degree prior to graduation. Visit us at arkansaschristianacademy.org.
Well, my name is Grayling Hill, and we actually have two companies, Hillark Industries, which manufactures our Hilbilt dump bodies, and Hilbilt Sales, which is a sales arm in the state and installs and services the product. We've been here for 50 years. My father and his brother started the company, and up until 2 years ago, my brother and I ran it, and he retired, and now I and my son run it. We are basically focused on the central part of the U.S. Our product is the type of thing that you'll see people hauling sand, gravel, asphalt, dirt, when anybody's doing like paving a road, or they're working in a subdivision, building a subdivision, or doing demolition work. So we really provide product all the way from as small as folks in the landscaping business all the way up to heavy demolition. We focus on the heavier duty side, but we're pretty versatile across product lines. Well, I was assisting leading a life group at our church, and our group visited the ranch, and that was our first exposure. And my wife and I were obviously pretty taken with the setup and the work they were doing. And then that year we also attended the annual banquet. Our actual life group leader was hosting a table, and it really became near and dear to our heart. And so we were just individually, as a couple, our family started supporting the ranch. And then my extended family, my father established a private foundation years ago, and we gave a little out of that. And then this year at the annual banquet, we really felt impressed to involve the company. And so this was our first year for the company to make a significant contribution. Well, they do. It's such a wonderful job that they're doing. I mean, Pastor Perry founded the work, and then Billy and Rachel Hubbard, they're executive directors now, and all three of them, their heart for these children is just amazing. And anything that, first we as Christians, but then even past that, we as business owners that can help our community, help solve some of these problems and help, we need to step out there and do it. I mean, for us, we do the easy part. We write a check. There's nothing particularly hard about that. I mean, Billy and Rachel and all the house parents, they're doing all the hard work. They're really loving these kids, and they're making a dramatic difference in their lives. And we just feel blessed to be able to be a part of what they're doing, because they're toting the load. We're just coming alongside and helping out a little bit.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I know that if you're just now tuning in, you don't know who I know, and I know Janet Dixon, whose husband, I don't know if we spend much time talking about your husband in the previous section, Dr. Jerry Dixon, who works about 1,500 feet from our studio right here on Interstate 30 in Bryan, Arkansas.
Yes.
He's in the little mobile home at the new Arkansas Hospital, Arkansas Heart Hospital.
Yes.
But I was aghast when I heard he's not a heart surgeon.
No, he's a general surgeon.
But he's at the heart hospital.
He is. So if somebody thinks they have heart problems, but they really have GI problems, he's the guy.
So if you come in, you think you're having a heart attack and it's really appendicitis or something, they would go ahead and do the surgery there?
Yes.
I did not
a lot
know
of
that.
heart patients need to be kept,
isolated and
kept where they're near their cardiologist.
Yeah.
So he can do their surgery and they're still getting their heart taken care of.
My mom was a registered nurse, and for many years, I think somebody can correct me, I'm sure an email will come in, but she was at St. Vincent's, Little Rock, and she was in the diabetic ministry of the hospital. And she worked with diabetic doctors where they ultimately put all diabetic patients on one floor, kind of the same idea, because you're in for one thing, but you're diabetic.
But you need that.
And boy,
that care.
Give them that integrated care, specialized nurses dealing with the diabetics and whatever else they were in the hospital for. But I didn't realize Heart Hospital did anything but hearts, and I've been to Heart Hospital many times on visitation.
Yeah, well, it's a small part of their
So your husband
program,
went from thinking he's going to be an astronaut.
Yes.
What little guy didn't want to grow up being an astronaut?
Right.
Or maybe a Jetson. Remember the cartoon, the Jetsons?
Well, because I think he was in high school when they went to the moon.
Yes.
So he was going to be just the perfect age to go to Mars when they projected that we might go to Mars.
Now, I don't remember if you said on or off camera that he's a little bit older than you, but come to find out he's actually, I'm a teensy bit older than him. So we'll just say this, he graduated high school in 1970 from Benton. And I graduated in 1970 from Little Rock Central High School. And I'm a young man, so I know he's not that old. Yeah. But he was going to be an astronaut.
So he's behind you in the having kids and grandkids
Yes, he certainly is.
He's just a little behind.
Well, he'll have plenty of time to catch up, especially with 3 boys. Yeah. He was going to be an astronaut. Then he thought he might be a dentist, went to dental school. Then he decided of course, he went to West Point, fulfilled his obligation to the military. You guys were married in 1987. Now, all this has been going on. You guys have made your way back here, and somewhere along the line, about April of 2020, you became the director of New Beginnings.
Yes.
So let's talk about New Beginnings. What is New Beginnings Pregnancy Center? It sounds like it has something to do with pregnancy. So
that's right.
What does that mean?
Well, we really have kind of almost 2 ministries that are integrated. We do free pregnancy tests and ultrasounds in our test center. And then, so that is...
Who do you do those tests for?
Anybody. We don't check income. We don't care where you're from.
Anybody in the community.
Anybody.
That
literally.
Says, can I ask you, are most of your tests for young ladies over 18 or under 18? Do you have any idea the breakdown on that?
Yes, they really are mostly over 18.
Are they mostly married?
No, mostly not married. Mostly in their, 18 to 25 range, young. But of course,
are they trying to decide what to do?
A lot of them are
pregnant?
wondering if they're pregnant. Now, pregnancy tests are pretty inexpensive now,
Sure.
so they might have done a test at home, but they just can't believe it maybe, or just want to have it verified. They need that confirmation in order to get on pregnancy Medicaid at DHS. So we are a good provider for that. So actually WIC and DHS send us a lot of clients.
So let me ask you.
So they
A
can
young
get that
lady,
confirmation.
typically
Yeah.
18 to 25, single, thinks or has given herself a pregnancy test. She believes she's pregnant. She comes in. I'm going to just kind of let everybody know, y'all are pro-life.
Yes, yes.
And so you're available to help them make a good decision on behalf of the child that is now growing in their womb. So can you tell me about that? They come in, they
Yeah.
do find out now with your testing as well that they are definitely pregnant. I've got 2 minutes in this segment. Tell me what you do. A young lady walks in, yes,
Yes,
you do
you're
the
pregnant.
test, she's pregnant.
We offer a free ultrasound, and it is the limited OB ultrasound, which intends to see the baby, see the heartbeat, measure the heart rate, measure the baby so we know gestational age, which tells them when they're due and when they got pregnant. That's
Does she
important.
get a little printout so she can see the
She
baby?
gets to take pictures home.
How impactful is that picture?
Oh, and incredible, incredible.
Hear that heartbeat?
To see, we actually see the heartbeat, we measure it, we can tell them the heart rate. We verify it's in the uterus, which is huge in the medical thinking.
Yeah.
We want to be sure they're not having a tubal pregnancy or something that's life-threatening.
Yeah.
To let them know that that baby is a certain age, what the organs are doing, fetal development is very important.
I notice you keep using this term baby.
Yes.
That's a baby.
It's a baby.
That's not just tissue.
It's a little baby.
That's a baby
And
in
they
there.
start out very, very little. And I have a little ruler. When we look at the measurement and we say, oh, it's 4 millimeters, 5 millimeters, look, that's 5 millimeters. That's real. You were 5 millimeters at one time.
At what
and
point?
that's just mind blowing.
At what point is there a heartbeat that you can detect?
It's only, well, it starts before we can detect it.
Wow.
12 days, I believe, is the date that
There's actually a
science says. But
heartbeat.
it's hard to see an embryo before 6 weeks. So we don't do the ultrasound until they've been 6 weeks after their period.
And then there is a heartbeat.
And
you
we
can
see
the
the
baby.
heartbeat. We can measure the baby. We
Wow.
see that they are in the uterus where they belong. We can see the yolk sac that's feeding the baby.
And this young lady is
very scientific.
trying to make a decision what to do now.
Right.
Probably a single young lady. So we're going to take a brief break here, and I want to hear what services does the Pregnancy Center provide for these young ladies who are making a monumental
Huge, yes.
life and death decision. So we're going to take a break and be right back with Janet Dixon with the New Beginning Pregnancy Center right here in Salina, Arkansas.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Our special guest, Janet Dixon with New Beginnings Pregnancy Center. And Janet, I have a baby bottle
Yes,
in my hand,
that's so cute.
and it says New Beginnings Pregnancy Resource Center. What is this baby bottle? What's this for?
Well, a big part of our budget is by taking baby bottles to churches like yours.
Like Family Church,
Like
right?
Family Church. And then people take them home, they put their money in it, coins,
Fill it up with
dollars,
coins, dollars,
checks.
whatever.
We like it all.
Yeah.
And then we
Y'all
use
take
that.
coins?
We take coins.
I know stores that don't take coins.
I know. We do. We still take
So
coins.
people can get under their cushions of their couch,
Oh,
go in their
yes.
drawer, get their
Get
change,
the kids to look all
fill
over.
this up, and a bottle full of coins and or dollar bills can save an infant's life and help a young lady in crisis.
It really does. And you think little things like a bottle of change wouldn't make a difference, but
Oh,
they
huge.
add up.
Yeah.
And we use that money to purchase, well, of course, we pay for the light bill and those kind of things, but also diapers and wipes and things that we need
Yeah.
to share with women, young families,
Yeah.
to show them the love of Jesus. And you think it's a small thing, but it's a huge thing when you're able to give something to them and tell them about
Yeah.
God's love.
Yeah, it's one thing. I always say you have to put your money where your heart is. And a lot of people are willing to carry a picket sign, but are not willing to invest in the solution or the alternative.
Right.
You know, if you're pro-life, you got to put your money where your heart is.
That's right.
And this is literally a life and death circumstance. Where is the pregnancy center located in Benton, Arkansas?
Okay, we're right off of South Street. A lot of people are familiar with the laundromat that's got the big eagle on it. We're kind of across from there on South Conrad. So we're at the back of the Central Baptist Association building and the little house next to that.
And in Benton's not that big of a town.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's 30,000 plus people. But
We're a great location.
so anybody that needs to know, information's on the screen. You have a phone number?
Yes, it's 501, of course, 315-5557.
And any lady
Anybody,
that has
old,
a
young,
suspicion they're
whatever.
pregnant and wants help, counseling, support network. What do y'all do once a young lady finds out she's pregnant? She sees the test, she hears the heartbeat, she has the picture, and she's really struggling about whether to get an abortion or to go on with the pregnancy, and she decides she's going to have the baby. What services do y'all provide and what support do you provide, and are there other agencies that y'all are connected with to help her?
Yes, that's a great question. Of course, when somebody's pregnant, they have three choices, and legally they can have an abortion. They can choose adoption, and we have a list of adoption agencies that we know about.
And those are the Call, Project Zero, who else?
Well,
along with DHS, DCFS.
Yes, of course. ABBA, which is housed in Benton.
Okay.
And also Bethany, that's in Little Rock. And then there's one in Conway that we don't know as much about because they're in Conway.
And where could
But,
someone
we
that's
just
watching
point them
find those? Are those listed on your website?
I don't think they are listed
But
on
if
our
they
website.
call your number
but
or
we
contact
can
you,
point
y'all
them
can
to
help.
those. Yes, we can.
And that's why this show exists.
Yes, yeah.
Is we want people to know there are alternatives. You're not
Right.
alone. There is a place, and there are places in our state, all over this state, that are here to help you. So I know if you're watching, that this is a God moment for you. So what would you tell any young lady that maybe hadn't even tested herself yet, but she thinks she's pregnant and she's really concerned or nervous? What would you suggest she do right now?
For one thing would be to come and talk to us, because it's not our first rodeo. We're all older women. We've all kind of had our own stories, and the way that our stories have ended up, we have wisdom that we can speak into that. We can point them to Jesus, who is not his first rodeo.
Yeah. And he certainly,
he knows.
he's a no judgment zone kind of guy.
He is a no judgment zone guy. He really is.
If they can't come in, do y'all have a 24/7 hotline?
Actually, our phone number that I gave you,
Yeah.
we answer it 24/7.
24/7.
So I'm sorry for hitting that. Janet and the crew, we take turns carrying the cell phone. We forward our phone number to it. Somebody can call us anytime. We'll come in on a Saturday or whatever. They need to see their baby to know what they're dealing with and be able to make a decision. I've sat and, if you're doing social work, role play, like how are you going to tell your parents? How are you going to tell your partner?
Yeah.
Let's pretend. just working out the details. You know, how are you going to go home and deal with this?
All right, so once we get through the immediate crisis, she decides to have the baby. Are there resources?
Yes.
Either adoption, which is what this show's all about, adoption, mentoring, and fostering. And if that young lady decides any of those options, if she chooses to keep the child, are there resources and agencies available to help her? We've got about a minute and a half
Yes.
to save lives right now.
We do know about a lot of resources, food pantries, maternity homes, and even things like Second Chance Ranch if they are minors and things.
Yeah.
But we offer material assistance. They can come, they earn fake money, baby bucks, by doing classes, Bible studies, going to the doctor, going to WIC, lots of good things that they can do for their baby. Then they spend that money in our little blessing store on clothing and diapers and wipes and sometimes formula and food and books. And we always offer a Bible. We always offer the gospel.
Yeah.
And we offer a listening ear, a no judgment zone. You know,
Absolutely.
We just want to be there for them and mentor them. If they want some advice on potty training or breastfeeding or whatever it is,
All kinds
we've
of
got
support.
we've got some women who have been there, guaranteed.
All right, so here's what we want you to know. You are not alone. That child is worth finding out more from the Pregnancy Center. And if you're not in the Central Arkansas area, contact the Pregnancy Center and they will help direct you to some place, someone loving and caring in your area. Those of you that are watching and you attend church and you're involved and don't feel like that you're making much of a difference, but you can pray, you can also get baby bottles for your Sunday school class, your civic organization. Ask them to come and speak and share the vision, because all of us working together can make a difference. Team, T-E-A-M, means together everyone achieves more. And we are a family and a team. And Second Chance Youth Ranch, television, Victory Television, New Beginnings Pregnancy Center, and groups and agencies like us at Second Chance Youth Ranch working together with you can make a difference, and we are making a difference every day because of your prayers and support. We look forward to seeing you again right here next time at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. God bless.